Alright guys, so that's kind of where I'm thinking of mounting that rack. I need to trim up some of the steel off this here and this side here, okay? But I also need to see if I can get a good angle going over to that hole. I think I could probably get this now that I've pushed it forward 3 or 4 inches. I do have a different steering column. So the steering column comes out, and then the attachment for the what the heck is this thing? A universal joint. So I think I might be able to pull it off going to the new steering column. The new steering column comes out maybe about 1/2 inch, and then it has the teeth for the universal joint. So that might be too steep of an angle. I don't know. I'll have to see when I get the steering shaft back in and get something mocked up to see if I can even turn it. Anywho, first things first, I gotta actually see if I can get something from these guys over to my steering. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to have the clearance for the shock, because I gotta be able to come from that point to that point there. And I think the shock's gonna be in the way, so I may have to do something where I design some sort of block here that comes back about 4 or 5 inches, maybe even 6 inches. I think 6 inches is probably better, and then do my hookup right there. And if I do that, I might have enough clearance to go from about here to the steering knuckle. So I think that's probably what I'm going to try to do. Yeah, I don't really want to put too much space in between there, but if that's what's going to make it work and it works out nice, that's, you know, it'll be perfect in my favor. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is strip down all this stuff and figure out what I need to do as far as cutting back my custom gas tanks. So got a lot to do to figure out how to get this thing in there, but I think it would be pretty sweet to, you know, have a rack and pinion on the front. Now I know this steering box, the stock steering box, is a good steering box. I just wanted something to in the center and to have universal, not universal, but the same steering geometry on both sides. So let's go ahead and get started here, guys. Alright guys, so it's a little hard to see here, but I've actually moved this forward probably about 3 inches, okay? Usually when you mount these, they get mounted right on top of the beam, okay? So I pushed it forward about 3 inches. I made a bracket here so I can slide it all forward. But in order for me to do that, I needed to bring these arms forward again because that was going to be way too steep of an angle. So I made this 6-inch block here, and I still need to drill a hole. Still need to tap these 2 holes, which I'll pull it out and show you. And then I'm going to do some other details to it to lighten it up. But in any case, it's gonna line up right there on that guy. Okay. Which in turn will allow these, I guess, I don't know what these would be called, steering arms, steering rods, I guess. Anyways, it would bring them, see, they got this little pinched here. There we go.
roughly right about that angle there. So it'll actually be, I'm hoping, a little less bump steer, that it's almost a straight shot to it. So obviously I need to cut these things a little bit shorter, and I still need to do some work to this guy. I may actually, I don't know, depending on where everything lines up, I may shorten this up a little bit. We'll see when I get to it. Anyways, let me pull all that out of the car and I'll show you it on the table, what I am planning on doing with this. Alright guys, so this block here, I actually put a, I guess, chamfer on it. I still need to drill and tap those two holes at the same angle as these, okay? And then this hole here, I actually am just putting it in to lighten it up, okay? And then I plan on chamfering these edges to allow for these to have a little bit more adjustment and not hit the bolt on the corner. So anyways, this angle here and this angle here fits identical to this angle. Let me get a better angle on that for you. If you look, they actually put these not in line with this bar. They actually put a slight angle to it to allow for the angle of the tie rods. So what I did, got that machine there so it fits almost perfectly, okay? So like I said, now I just need to tap those two holes there and drill out that one hole in the center to lighten this block up. Alright guys, so now that I got the steering wheel in, mounted, just got to come up to the front and try to get those two universal joints connected. So I'm going to have to find the right angle for this guy so that it connects in at the correct angle over here, and there's no binding in either of them. So let's go ahead and get a few pieces dry fit. I have some pipes cut here at different lengths so I can kind of play around with the size of it. It should get me close enough. At least this will tell me if I can actually continue on doing a rack and pinion or not. So let's go ahead and put you guys on the stand, and we'll see what we can do to get those two lined up. All right, so first off, we want to try to get those two lined up. I'm going to try the middle one and see if that's going to work. All right, so it looks like I got something that might work here. Just kind of have to see where everything else lines up. There we go. Okay. And then I got to see if those things are going to bind. So let me go turn the steering wheel and see what we have. So we got a lot of movement. That's partially because these aren't welded in. I think I'm going to have too much binding going on, that I actually have to move this thing forward. Something like maybe even here. Alright, so from the looks of it, this whole unit needs to be mounted somewhere in here in order to get the correct angle. Like that. So that joint will spin nicely and free. Okay. Isn't a big deal. I just have to figure out how to get this mounted to the beam from where it's at. Alright guys, so my original plan was to have this piece, it actually had this arch in it right here to weld right to this beam. Unfortunately, the way it was set up, I would not have enough angle for these U-joints to actually work properly. They would actually bind, and obviously not have any binding steering. So, in any case, I've had to do a little modification to this steering box that I made.
This is not actually working on. I'm just playing around with some measurements here. I had to change the angle so I could actually get this piece further forward and lower, so it clears my other piece that I put in here. Okay? So, I'm getting closer. Let me go ahead and fit this thing and you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. That's kind of where it's going to sit. So maybe a little bit further forward. That gives me enough clearance for
In here. It fits nicely over the, well, it's not centered, but it fits nicely over the whole unit. Okay, so that's the plan with that. I just have to finalize the location of these guys. Very close, I just have to remove it a little bit. Alright guys, thanks for joining me on another episode of Off Axis Builds. I decided to make this into 3 videos. This is part 2. It's taking a little bit longer than I was expecting to put that whole rack in. I'm pretty happy with where it's at now, but I think I'm going to call this video and then I'll start another one. Basically, I just got to finish welding it, do final little tweaks, and drill and tap the 2 rotors, not rotors, but the 2 spindles, and then put the ball joint on both sides. So anyways, remember guys to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that little bell for upcoming notifications. Remember guys, it's built, not bought. See you in the next one.